for the last 20, 30
Yes.
years. We need to listen to that.
Literally, death to Israel, death to America, death to Britain as well, aren't we? We're the little Satan there. Can I bring you some breaking news? Israel has barred the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, from entering the country for what it called his failure to unequivocally condemn Iran's missile attack on Israel. I commented on Twitter. I was absolutely stunned by what Guterres had to say. His message last night, as we saw that barrage of missiles coming from Iran, was, "I condemn the broadening of the Middle East conflict with escalation after escalation. This must stop. We absolutely need a ceasefire." Now, given that this was an attack by Iran on Israel, I think a lot of people, including myself, thought it was rather extraordinary that he did not condemn that missile attack. He chose to condemn effectively all sides. What do you make of that?
Well, I think this is the last in a very long list of, quite frankly, appalling and unbecoming comments, statements, acts, and press conferences that Guterres has given. I think he is totally off script, off message. He is doing the work of theocratic regimes. He is supporting terrorists and providing them legitimacy and diplomatic cover. I think it is very sad to see what has become of the United Nations, how far it has drifted from its, I think, very important charter. Today, it's an organization, and I speak from personal experience. I served at the UN for 3 years as an Israeli officer seconded to UN peacekeeping. So I've worked in the secretariat, and I've spoken to a lot of people, and I know people there. It has drifted so far from its benign purpose. And today, when you take stock of everything that the UN and its organizations, peacekeeping forces, programs, etc., are doing in the Middle East, not a lot of good, but a lot of indirect and sometimes direct support of terrorism and terrorist regimes. If it's not Iran, then it's funding UNRWA, which is a front to Hamas and a support of what Hamas does. And if it's not UN employees that are doubly employed by Hamas in Lebanon, last few days that was exposed that the head of the Lebanese Hamas Lebanese Teachers Union in UNRWA was also a Hamas senior in Lebanon. Totally absurd, and we haven't seen anything from Guterres or from Lazzarini or anybody else. I think I regret this because I believe that the world needs a functioning and well-managed UN. I think that we need institutions that bring about, that care for refugees, that help people in need, that solve conflict. This institution is, I think, on its way to moral and diplomatic bankruptcy. Every time they have an option to do the right thing and to stand by a democracy that is being targeted by terrorist organizations, they constantly fail to make the right decision and support terrorists. And I think that is very sad and regrettable.
Yes, I have to say, I think a lot of people will concur with that. Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, thank you so much for joining us.
Before I began, I wanted to say a few words about Iran's missile attack on Israel today. At my direction, the United States military actively supported the defense of Israel, and we're still assessing the impact. But based on what we know now, the attack appears to have been defeated and ineffective. And this is testament to Israeli military capability and the U.S. military. It's also a testament to intensive planning between the United States and Israel to anticipate and defend against the brazen attack we expected. Make no mistake, the United States is fully supportive of Israel.